Super Mario Bros. 2 occupies a strange place in Nintendo history. It carries one of gaming's most famous names, yet it succeeds by refusing to behave like the game that came before it. Rather than refining the original Super Mario Bros., it broadens the idea of what a Mario game could be. Its lasting contribution is simple. It transforms Mario from a game about precision movement into a game about interaction, picking things up, throwing them, uprooting vegetables, and using enemies as tools turns the player from a passenger navigating obstacles into an active participant shaping the route ahead. Hit number 1. A world you can rearrange. Most platformers ask one question: can you reach the next platform? Super Mario Bros. 2 asks what you're willing to do with everything between here and there. Enemies are ammunition, vegetables become weapons, keys create danger by summoning phantos that relentlessly pursue you. Even the bosses often revolve around grabbing and throwing objects rather than simply jumping on heads. The result is a platformer where progress depends on manipulating the environment rather than merely surviving it. That changes player behaviour completely. Instead of treating every obstacle as something to avoid, you start scanning for opportunities. The game rewards initiative, and that sense of agency remains one of its most distinctive qualities. Hit number 2. 4 characters, 4 approaches. The decision to give Mario, Luigi, Toad and Princess unique abilities quietly reshapes the entire adventure. Luigi's fluttering jumps make difficult gaps manageable, but introduce awkward landings. Toad tears vegetables from the ground at remarkable speed, but sacrifices agility. The princess can hover over hazards, while Mario sits comfortably in the middle. These differences are substantial enough that selecting a character becomes a strategic choice, rather than a cosmetic one. Certain stages feel entirely different, depending on who enters them. A difficult climb may favour Luigi, while a boss encounter becomes easier with Toad's strength. Long before character selection became commonplace in platform games, Super Mario Bros. 2 demonstrated how varied movement can create fresh solutions to the same problem. Hit number 3. Dreamlike variety. The game rarely settles into a predictable rhythm. One moment you're descending through jars into hidden subspaces to collect coins. The next you're riding carpets through the sky, navigating whale spouts, or confronting Birdo in another arena. Environments constantly introduce new visual ideas and mechanical twists before moving on. That variety reinforces the central design philosophy. Because the game is built around interaction rather than repetition, it continually gives the player new things to manipulate. The adventure feels curious, playful, and pleasantly unpredictable from beginning to end. And the miss: uneven challenge. The game's greatest weakness is that its freedom occasionally undermines its difficulty. Powerful character abilities, generous health, and the ability to bypass hazards through hovering or careful item use can reduce tension. Entire sections become dramatically easier, depending on character choice, creating an experience that sometimes feels inconsistent from stage to stage. As a result, the game doesn't always extract the full potential from its mechanics. It gives players fascinating tools, but isn't consistently demanding enough to force mastery of them. Super Mario Bros. 2 deserves its place in Nintendo's history, not because it resembles the original, but because it expands the vocabulary of the platform genre. Its focus on interaction, experimentation, and player choice open doors that Mario games would continue walking through for decades. The challenge may fluctuate, yet the creativity never does. Few games bearing such a famous name have been willing to redefine what the name means. Sometimes a series advances by perfecting a formula. Sometimes it advances by wandering off the map and discovering new territory. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment and subscribe to the bell curve. See you next time.